The complete works of Swami Vivekananda, Karma Yoga, Chapter 1, Karma in its effect on character, Part 1. The word karma is derived from the Sanskrit kri, to do. All action is karma. Technically, this word also means the effects of action. In connection with metaphysics, it sometimes means the effects of which our past actions were the causes. But in Karma Yoga, we have simply to do with the word karma meaning work. The goal of mankind is knowledge. That is the one ideal placed before us by Eastern philosophy. Pleasure is not the goal of man, but knowledge. Pleasure and happiness come to an end. It is a mistake to suppose that pleasure is the goal. The cause of all the miseries we have in the world is that men foolishly think that pleasure to be the ideal to strive for. After a time, man finds that it is not happiness, but knowledge towards which he is going. And that both pleasure and pain are great teachers, and that he learns more from evil as much as he learns from good. As pleasure and pain pass before his soul, they have upon it different pictures. And the result of these combined impressions is what we call a man's character. If you take the character of any man, it really is but the aggregate of his tendencies, the sum total of the bent of his mind. You will find that misery and happiness are equal factors in the formation of that character. Good and evil have an equal share in molding character, and in some instances, misery is a greater teacher than happiness. In studying the great characters the world has produced, I dare say, in a vast majority of cases, it would be found that it was misery that taught more than happiness. It was poverty that taught more than wealth. It was blows that brought out the inner fire more than praise. Now, this knowledge again is inherent in man. No knowledge comes from outside, it is all inside. What we say a man knows should, in the strict psychological sense, be what he discovers or what he unveils. What a man learns is really what he discovers by taking the cover of his own soul, which is a mine of infinite knowledge. We say Newton discovered gravitation. Was it sitting anywhere in a corner waiting for him? It was in his own mind. The time came and he found it out. All knowledge that the world has ever received comes from the mind. The infinite library of the universe is in your own mind. The external world is simply the suggestion, the occasion which sets you to study your own mind. But the object of your study is always your own mind. The falling of an apple gave the suggestion to Newton, and he studied his own mind. He rearranged all the previous links of thought in his mind and discovered a new link among them, which we call the law of gravitation. It was not in the apple nor in anything in the center of the earth. All knowledge, therefore, secular or spiritual, is in the human mind. In many cases, it is not discovered, but remains uncovered. And when the covering is being slowly taken off, we say we are learning. And the advancement of knowledge is by the advance of this process of uncovering. The man from whom this veil is being lifted is the more knowing man. The man upon whom it is thick is ignorant. And the man from whom it is entirely gone is all knowing, omniscient. There have been omniscient men, and I believe there will be yet, and that there will be myriads of them in the cycles to come. Like fire in a piece of flint, knowledge exists in the mind. Suggestion is the friction which brings it out. So, all our feelings and actions, our tears and our smiles, our joys and our griefs, our weeping and our laughter, our curses and our blessings, our praises and our blames, every one of these we may find if we calmly study ourselves, to have been brought out from within ourselves by so many blows. The result is what we are. All these blows taken together are called karma, work, action. Every mental and physical blow that is given to the soul, by which, as it were, fire is struck from it, and by which in its own power the knowledge is discovered, is karma. This word being used in the widest sense. Thus we are all doing karma all the time. I am talking to you, that is karma. You are listening, that is karma. We breathe, that is karma. We walk, karma. Everything that we do, physical or mental, is karma, and it leaves its marks on us. There are certain works which are, as it were, the aggregate, the sum total of a large number of smaller works. If we stand near the seashore and hear the waves dashing against the shingle, we think it as such a noise, and yet we know that one wave is really composed of millions and millions of minute waves. Each one of these is making a noise, and yet we do not catch it. It is only then when they become one big aggregate that we hear. Similarly, every pulsation of the heart is work. Certain kinds of work we feel and they become tangible to us. They are at the same time the aggregate of a number of smaller works. If you really want to judge the character of man, look not at his great performances. Every fool may become a hero at one time or another. Watch a man do his most common actions. Those are indeed the things which will tell you the real character of a great man. Great occasions rouse even the lowest of human beings to some kind of greatness. But he alone is the real great man, whose character is great always, the same wherever he be. Karma, in its effect on the character, is the most tremendous power that man has to deal with. Man, as it were, a center, and is attracting all the powers of the universe towards himself. And in this center is fusing all them again and again, sending them off in a big current. Such a center is a real man, the Almighty, the Omniscient, and he draws the whole universe towards him. Good or bad, misery and happiness are all clinging towards him and clinging round him, and out of them he fashions the mighty stream of tendency called character and throws it outward. As he has the power of drawing in anything, so he has the power of throwing it out.